We're about to start, like I said, another power panel. And very quickly, as we get ready, I want to ask you something quickly. You've been coming for what now? 2 days? We started yesterday. We did a whole suite of panels. We did the chairman's dinner. And so, Nigel Tellisford, you were there for everything. Give me your thoughts on what we've done so far. And if you think there needs to be any improvement.
Yes, Nigel here from Trinidad, and this has been amazing from start to finish. Yesterday was filled with information and dialogue, and we came to some wonderful conclusions about all the questions we asked. The chairman's dinner was epic. Whoever missed it, I'm sorry for you all. It cannot be recreated, it cannot be explained. You had to be there, and that was just day one. So we here day two, and as my boy from YouTube there say, y'all need to be excited, y'all need to be engaged, y'all need to be interactive, because it's only going to get better.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nigel Tellisford. We have one hand up. Okay, let us know who you are and where you're from.
Also, before we do that, let's make some noise from Nigeria, from Trinidad. That's why I didn't pay him to say that. We appreciate you. I can't pay you. Not on record, though.
Hi, I'm Angela. I'm Jamaican but live abroad. And I would love to help out my friend from YouTube, but no Wi-Fi. And I think that's a major taboo because with Wi-Fi, I could do live. I could advertise to my friends who are not here. And for my first time, it's a wonderful event, but Wi-Fi.
Boy, I tell you, I don't know how we used to survive without Wi-Fi. I tell the people at my house, if it is that the house is burning down and I am away, do not call me, call the fire brigade. I'm just saying. So yes, there's a lot of us in here, and that means the Wi-Fi is a little bit shaky. And we're sorry about that. So we got to do something about that, yeah? Run with it.
We ready? Everyone, Island Music Conference, can you do me one more quick favor? Can you please make some noise for this next panel right now? I need to hear you. They need to hear you. The people in the back need to hear you before they get up here. So on three, we're going to say, matter of fact, I'm going to shoot a short. YouTube shorts in the summer, shorts in the winter, shorts all the time. I'm going to shoot a short right now. And on the count of three, I need you to say Island Music Conference. Y'all ready? We already did this morning. We've been doing this all day. Y'all ready? Thank you. I appreciate that, brother. On the count of three, YouTube Shorts. Oh, no, excuse me. On the count of three, Island Music Conference. 1, 2, 3.
Island Music Conference.
Right. That was that was also just okay. We're going to try it again, but I know you're really going to get excited this time.
Yeah, I want to forget some excitement on yourself, man.
You know what you're going to say? You're going to say YouTube Black this time, all right? You ready? This is a serious moment. I'm so serious. If y'all embarrass me, I will never forget you. And I'll never forgive you. I know the Lord says turn the other cheek, but I don't know. I think these cheeks have turned enough. Y'all ready? On the count of three, please say YouTube Black. Please. 1, 2, 3. Amazing, amazing, amazing. All right, I think they're ready now. Y'all think they're ready? All right, we have coming to the stage. I told you that the second part of this day will be all about music. And today we have some Grammy award-winning, we have some award-winning Nobel, I'm going to say Nobel Peace Prize, not Nobel Peace Prize, but who knows? They might win some Nobel Peace Prizes one day. We have the most prolific artists, in my humble opinion, some of them to ever come out in music, period, but definitely out of the Caribbean. Being led by my good friend, the big boss, the one and only director of Black Music and Culture at YouTube, Tuma Basa. Everybody say Tuma!
Tuma! Thank you, Adam. Oh, you okay?
Barely.
Thank you, Adam, for that generous introduction. Before we start, I want to share a story. There's a gentleman here from Zimbabwe, a distinguished gentleman, and Wayne told me a story about Bob Marley. When Zimbabwe got its independence, April 1980, they reached out to Bob Marley to take down the British flag and put up the new Zimbabwean flag. And he was like, hey, do you guys have a budget? And they were like, no, we don't have a budget. And against certain advice that he got, he ended up paying for himself and for his crew and his band to go to Zimbabwe to take the British flag down, like literally out of pocket. He gave me I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of US dollars at that time. And I just thought that was extraordinary, and it represented what we're about to do here, because we have representative from Jamaica, from Trinidad, from the US, and bringing the diaspora together and being one force. So I just wanted to share that. I just thought that was such a beautiful story, especially with the movie out and everything. But hey, we have 3 very talented artists. You're gonna hear from the artists' voice themselves, but their journeys, some words of wisdom, hard-earned wisdom. All 3 come in at once. So Maya, TJ, and Kes. Big applause. Hey! Thank you guys for doing this, by the way. Yeah, and thank you guys for listening. So this panel, we want this to be in your authentic voice, and we want to get as much of your journey, as much as your wisdom, as much of your experiences, as much as your hopes, as much advice as possible. And so I want to start, and this is also, I'm from YouTube, right? So in a way, I'm representing the technology and kind of the new way of getting your music out there. So I also want to contrast, now, before, and the future. So I want to start with Maya. Grammy award-winning Maya, right? The Grammy award-winning?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. What do you see as the biggest difference between when you were coming up, when you were first emerging as an artist, and now?
Well, I mean, everything has moved so fast with technology. I recorded my very first album in 1997.
Wow.
And I did it to tape, reel. There
Wow.
were analog machines on the wall. And it came out on cassette and CD. Record stores were open, and people used to buy singles, hard copies, just at the record store. They would stand in line to buy a cassette single or a CD single. So the internet was actually being birthed around that time. I had my first email address, AOL Instant Messenger, in 1998, and probably my first cell phone by 1999.
Wow.
I have a niece, and she is so savvy with the cell phone. So technology, we've seen it all happen before our eyes. We have streaming now, and we're still trying to figure that out with labels, et cetera, and equate, how many streams equal what type of dollar in return for artists and percentages. And now we have AI that's next.
Yeah.
And
we're
the
gonna get into
contracts
AI.
are changing.
Oh.
So much has changed. Technology, even how I've recorded. I record albums in Pro Tools right now, or I can take a microphone and a little tiny device and a laptop and record a whole album on the road or in a bathroom.
Do you think it was harder then or harder now to break as an artist, and also for a hit song? You have many hit songs in your catalog, so many hit songs.
I think harder then, because
then.
I think artists didn't have the actual outreach direct to fans and consumers, and social media, where so many people all over the world globally can get discovered on, of course, television shows, but at the click of a button through your cell phone. And you can sing as many songs or write and produce and show the world and connect with the entire world through these platforms. So it's easier now, but it is more saturated, of course.
Yeah.
And you got to cut
Way
through.
more. Yeah. Well, and Kes, I kind of feel like you being from Trinidad actually has the hardest in terms of the terrain or the slope of the hill to get your music out there. Seeing that Trinidad is not Atlanta. It's not in terms of infrastructure, not in terms of musical talent. The talent is there, and the culture is there. is it's not Atlanta or it's not London or it's not New York or Los Angeles. What difficulties, or if you want to express, or do you disagree? Do you disagree in terms of getting your music out there and representing your culture?
I think times have changed, in a lot of ways. Because we are looking at, let's just talk the region, the
Yeah.
Caribbean region. The Caribbean people living in all major cities now, So in that, if you have a presence in each island, you have a huge following in a lot of the major cities. So that's a base that's there already, So I think as the world got smaller and communication got better and people got a chance to listen to what they would like, or, given a chance to, it made it a little bit easier for soca. I think more now it's getting soca in the conversations and in the rooms and in the stages that it should be at this point in time.
Well, Maya said that it's more saturated now. How does soca or even Kes, how do you get your music to break through with so many genres and micro genres and countries represented and generations who are getting savvy?
I mean, I think no matter what, as time goes on, the tools will change.
Yeah.
And the parameters going to change, but there are certain rules that don't change.
What are those rules? Just one. Give us one.
Song is king.
Ah.
You have to, and it has to come from a true place no matter
Yeah.
what. And I just find that, the songs that create in my space when I have had the most painful times in life, the rawest moments,
Yeah.
ends up being the biggest song, in the catalog, and so you realize that no matter what, if it is true,
Yeah.
it will ring true, and
Amen.
whoever need to hear it, going to hear it. I mean, I may sound like dreamy and thing, but it really is like that. I think if we contrive and think about it too much, we would make music that is disposable, and timeless things we're looking for.
Well, TJ, this is the
Bless my
hometown hero here. And then last night when I arrived at the airport, first thing I saw, Chippy the EP billboard on the way to the hotel. TJ everywhere.
Yeah.
But I have a question for you. Since last year, we were here last year. Since last year, you've had a major international hit, Drift, right?
Yeah.
Is what has been the difference in terms of getting that out to the world in the last year from before?
Well, honestly, before I was just sewing because to me, music is timing. Everything is timing. You can't beat time. You understand? So before I was sewing, so I know I'm going to reap. You get me? Say? But honestly, I did some song before, like Rocks to Riches, Bitcoin, and all these songs. Them reach places, people know them, we do some show, understand? Like dancehall music, it nice, people like it, but I guess it never really reached the mainstream audience. So, I don't know, Drift was a miracle.
Well, you have many more miracles to come.
Yeah, the reason why I said Drift was a miracle, the day of Vice Drift, I was going to delete the song.
Oh, no.
And it's actually my DJ leaked the song.
Oh, wow.
Like my DJ, Link Gabidan, create a routine for the song and leak it. I never authorized the song. And the song just bust.
Well, it's interesting because Maya, you were talking about how in the beginning, because this is about leaks.
Yeah, so it's technology.
Okay. I started my career in the 90s as well, but doing music programming, not singing and everything. But what happens is leaks used to be very, like they would kill your project. And now you're talking about a leak and it helped.
Yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't work.
Okay, so still sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe just because before, as I say, music, it was the only thing for me. I've been singing from the age of 9.
Okay.
So music was the only thing. I never worked before. I never even, as a ghetto youth, I never even wash a car before. Only studio, only music. So I believe in it. I know it was going to reach places. once you believe in it. So, but the miracle, when you just get up and just feel like, right now, me I take music too serious. Me I gotta just sing something.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
Wow. Wow.
And it worked.
Well, so I was watching, Shaggy was up here, and the lady who dropped a gem about relationships, she was talking about trust and it made me think about collaborations, right? You've had a lot of collaborations with Jay-Z, Best of Me Part 2, or with Beanie Man, Girls Damn Sugar, Beanie Man, right? It's you collabed with Snoop, you've collabed with Davido. Can you tell the audience how powerful it is to collaborate or to go outside of your comfort zone, and even about relationships? If all three of you, if you could please, because when I heard that, I said, oh, this has to be the repeated theme of every panel. Is that everyone walks away knowing how important relationships and even collaborating. And that's about Maya. I'll let you talk. Let me not talk.
Yes, I've had a lot of career collaborations, 16 in the
Wow.
Caribbean alone.
Wow.
And
Hey.
and it's beautiful because you have two different fan bases and you bring the world together, which is what it's all about.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of events, of course, annual events, festivals, and stages that you show up on, getting exposure in certain markets that you wouldn't necessarily get exposure in when you step outside of your comfort zone, and also do things guerrilla style and get in the trenches, and shake hands and not be afraid. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I feel like when you're judging success and making success or defining success as maybe a major record label and basing
Yeah.
it off of numbers, sometimes the success is just doing it. And it happens 7 years later for you, and it gets rediscovered and is treated like this brand new thing that just happened when you've laid the groundwork years ago. So I believe in relationships, especially as an independent artist. That's where your core is going to be. You can lean back on because you're not dealing with the major label budgets anymore. It's all about
It's doing the work.
relationships. And that's what I do love in my independent journey, because you can call someone up and they're more willing when you have a direct artist to artist or artist to producer relationship versus having someone of a corporation call and it gets too sticky with business or too stiff. It's no longer authentic.
No, we don't like stiff. No stiff here. And everything. Kes, your 2 cents on the subject.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say she touched on all the points, at that point. But for me, I have to. Somebody asked me today, so who you want to collab with, And just shout to the blue, And I was like,
Wait, translate that.
who do you want to collab with? Who
Okay,
do you want to
okay.
do music with,
Okay.
Who you want to collab with,
Okay.
So I tell him Bruno Mars, but I'm just joking. But no, what he said, what I said is, just vibes. I collab with vibes.
Yeah.
He's like, Vibes Cartel. No, I said no.
Oh.
No vibes, in a sense, we have to connect.
The energy.
And that energy have to make sense.
Yeah.
And then we will be able to create something that makes sense, And doing collabs has been almost just the joy of what I do, bringing worlds together, as Maya said.
Yeah.
And really and truly learning so much. I did a great collab with Mr. Shaggy
Yeah.
called Mood.
Shaggy.
And we had a,
Yeah.
blessed, big up. And it was such an experience, and of course it was school. It was school for me. I learned a lot on the trip and on the journeys, So it's good across the board for the artist, for the art form, for bringing worlds together. It's a great thing.
DJ, relationships, collaborations, comfort zone.
Listen, I'm going to speak for Jamaican artists, like for myself.
Yeah.
We need that collab. I need that collab.
Yeah.
Right now, me a big Spice a collab for a win. Me need the collab. No, listen. Listen. For real, like, you have to remember, one time, no, even no, we still go Uptown Monday, we go Weddy, we go all these places. But
Yeah.
when I reach out into the big world, I realize that dancehall music and reggae music is two different things.
What's the difference between dancehall and reggae?
It's two
In your
different. It's two
definition.
different genres. Two
Okay.
different things. The rhythm, everything about it, the vibes, the artist, the message that we send in, everything is different.
Is that commonly accepted? Does everyone in the audience agree with that, or that's
Yes.
okay? Okay. No, I just want to make sure. I just want to make
And
sure. Okay.
when you have a dancehall artist in a room and with all these people, no offense, like Puma,
Yeah.
YouTube, Spotify,
Yeah.
all these major label, and them look at the chart metrics or anything and pull up your number and realize that you're not doing well. You're not doing well.
But by those standards, by those standards.
The first time I went to At 97, Shaggy bring me to At 97
Yeah.
just to meet
New
some
York.
people. Shaggy was doing an interview, Respect My General again,
Yeah.
and him involved me in everything. And went into At 97 and Funk Flex was there and Funk Flex saying, yo, why all these Jamaican artists singing about chapping? Nigga, we know what you're talking about.
Wait, what is Chapin?
No, don't worry yourself.
Hey.
Don't worry yourself.
I just want to know what.
Listen.
I literally don't know. Like, yeah.
He said to me,
Yeah.
Jamaican artists needs to learn how to break the record, like cheat the code.
Okay.
You understand? Like, say something that we can understand. Like, tomorrow when I wake up, my boss can say, yo, why isn't this record on the playlist?
Yeah.
And I just stood there listening to everything. I wasn't saying anything.
Yeah, but you're soaking it in.
Yeah.
You're soaking it in.
Shaggy played some song for me from my phone on the thing, and everybody listening, and everybody was like, yo, tough, Ray, Ray. And the next week, I went and find Drift. So, Drift now, we had to do the collab with Davido in Africa.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember, Jamaica,
Now, remember, yeah,
our culture, we impact the world.
Yeah.
3 million people, everybody want to be like Jamaican. But most time, these people don't even take the time to listen our music. So when Davido do a remix with Drift, you have 200 million people in Nigeria.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
Even if it's not doing 10 million stream on YouTube, like there's other platform that it's doing well. And other people just know about TJ music. Other people know about dancehall music. Now you have a thing where even Billboard, everybody's saying, oh, Afrobeat, dancehall, Afrobeat. I know most people don't like it, but I don't care. As long as you speak
Yeah,
about
it's
dancehall in something, I'm okay with it, and it shows that the work is putting in. So as a dancehall artist, we need that collab.
Yeah.
We need it. It help cross over to other people.
No, I thought that was beautiful. And I remember Sharon hit me on WhatsApp, FaceTime. Like, we're in Nigeria. I was like, hey, you were in the
Yeah,
background.
yeah,
You and
yeah.
Davido were in the background. I was like,
Vibes,
yeah,
nice.
I love that. I love that energy. I love that.
Yeah, I put
cross-cultural-
on about 20 pounds
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah. Well, I have a very important question, and excuse me for being selfish, but I want to get some advice from Maya and Kes, right? This is about heritage preservation, because when I did my research, your dad was R&B band, was an R&B band. Your mom was an opera singer. So there was a lot of generational transfer in terms of musical and culture. What advice do you have to us as a platform? When I say us, I'm talking about YouTube and any other technology platform in how to, for new generations to discover, you know what I mean? Legacy music or heritage, just culture, and even address even as we go global. You're talking about going to Nigeria, is protecting culture. Is that should any energy go into? I mean, is it overexertion or is it just yeah? You get it. Yeah.
I'm trying to understand the question.
Is what can
What
we
can
do to help?
YouTube do,
just-
or
yeah,
just
yeah,
all
YouTube.
platforms?
Yeah, YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, and then everyone eavesdrop. Is what can we do to help new generations discover the music that was passed down from whether it be our elder siblings or parents or even before? What Yeah, yeah.
Well, I know I learn a lot of things from YouTube. A
Oh,
lot of
thank you.
the saying is YouTube University
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go find out something.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of ads on YouTube. So if there are ads that you invest at the click of a button, no matter what you search, there's an ad that pops up unless you have some kind of fancy subscription. To generate that within your own hub that you all produce, that you all finance, that you all pay for and air on your own channel, that gives the history or that gives just a plethora or array of opportunity for whoever's clicking. And it's a lot of young folks that also click for exposure.
Yeah.
There's also classes and seminars that YouTube is known for, you know, just to complete your mission. That's one option. And host things that are physical that we can film, of course, and people can tune into. It's very powerful.
Okay, I'm gonna take that back. Yeah. Anything, and even in terms of protecting culture and heritage and history, I guess you.
Yeah, I mean, you have to know where you come from to know where you're going, and it's very important for us to really know our stories.
Yeah.
We've not been given the privilege of learning our history. We know England history and Spain, but when it comes to like real our music history especially is lost. I don't talk about calypso, you know.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stories. I mean, our genre is 100 years old, you know, plus, and so there's many things that need to be said. For instance, there's Calypso Heritage Month. YouTube could probably have a special for
Calypso Heritage.
yeah, for Calypso stories, history, places where we could all meet and learn together, you know. People who practice in it, people who just want to know about it. And of course, music brings everybody together.
Everybody.
So you could host a few concerts and we stream it around the world, you know.
In Trinidad.
In Trinidad, yes.
Trinidad, yeah.
Come Trini, come.
Trinidad.
Come true. Yeah.
Now, all right, so now I want to shift things from the history to the future. Everybody here is familiar with generative artificial intelligence? Okay, good. All right, so there's an artist in South Korea and signed to Hybe. Hybe is the label that recently acquired Scooter Braun's company, Quality Control. And this artist in South Korea used a generative AI app to record his song in 6 languages. I'm gonna guess the languages. He did it in Korea, and then Korean. I'm sorry. He did it in Korean, and then had our generative artificial intelligence translated to English, to Spanish, to Arabic, to Kiswahili, to Patois. Right? I just made up the 6 languages. I don't know which languages he chose. Same melody, his voice, same meaning, with translating with correct pronunciation. The correct pronunciation is the most important. Same mix, same song. Right? It may not have rhymed in all those languages, but if I sing Casanova, you know what I mean? Then it's just gonna be the same song in whatever language. That blew my mind. I was like, oh my gosh. Language is not going to be the barrier, you know what I mean, linguistic barrier to the world. Now we're here in Jamaica where a lot of songs are like in Patois, etc. And those songs that have more English hearability sometimes do better. What do you guys... what are your thoughts, first of all, on generative AI, right? Be honest, too. Be very honest. And the limits, the opportunities, and even fears. I think it's healthy to even talk about fears of this kind of technology and what it can do. Whoever wants to start, this is for anyone.
It's still pretty foreign to me. I don't
Yeah.
quite understand all of it.
Yeah.
I have been able to use it.
Oh, you used it?
For writing certain things out, like recipes
Oh, okay.
or a letter of recommendation.
How about for music? Have you used it?
I haven't used it for
Okay,
music,
okay.
and that is something that I've witnessed record companies trying to work out contractually, because no one ever thought back in the 90s or even the early 2000s or even beyond that about artificial intelligence in music.
Yeah.
So there has to be new legalities and clauses added to all of these contracts, because it's about name, image, likeness
Yeah.
of an artist
Your
or
voice.
a voice.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's a lot of things that are being taken down
Yeah, lots.
from
Quickly.
platforms.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see where it's going, because what's next is the big question. And that can get a little scary, but there's two ways to look at things.
Okay.
You can use it to your advantage, but if it's controlling you or us, that's when it can get scary. And there's already been announcements about that on social media. I'm just waiting to see what is next, honestly. But utilizing it where I can, where it's of no harm to anyone else.
No. Amen.
It saves a lot of time when you're trying to
it
write a
saves
report.
a lot of time.
Yes.
It's in motion, you know. I think we're seeing it in motion. We're seeing it happen in real time. When it comes to AI and music and creativity, for me personally, I still believe that it's mimicking us. So we are the source of original creation. As in, our humanity is the spark that it is mimicking. So no matter what, it's going to come from our spirit, you know, a new idea, a new thought. However, it's only getting better. And a generation may not know the real recipe.
But
And they may
will it
fed-
matter? Will it matter? There's a generation that only knows cars and they don't know about riding
I don't-
horses
I
or
mean, I would say-
you know, or walking to school.
I would say there's certain songs that no matter what age, no matter what time, it still hits.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of Bob Marley music, a lot of those things. And to me, that there's the formula, the test of time, in a sense, it just has to ring true. I personally want to see what plays off, but I still bet it on the human spirit more than AI. You know, it's probably going to have a charts, it's probably going to have hits.
Yeah, all the
and
stuff.
all of that stuff, but to say for me personally, yeah, nah.
TJ, any thoughts on generative artificial intelligence? Does it scare you?
Yeah, I
You-
want to
you-
big arm my boss. Low it tone, I saying.
Okay, all right. I guess I'll go to the next question. I'll go to the next question. So now I want to take it away from technology, and I want to take it to real life, right? To real life is live performances. Is because you know what I mean? Like everything's not. You're talking about vibes and vibration. Not everything is. We're here live in real life. You know what I mean? Not everything has to be on the phone or on the laptop. Maya, you do a lot of live performances, and even carnival and all that. Give the people some advice. Is even if it's advice about being in the audience and not having your phone up the whole performance, give them some wisdom. Like, what do you do when you go up there?
Oh, just me personally, I like to have a good time.
Yeah.
It's all about the energy.
Yeah.
But when you have longer shows, you take people on a journey if you have that opportunity as well, because it's not always about just fun. It's about your truth. It's about your pain.
Okay.
It's about bringing people to themselves.
Okay.
And maybe sparking an emotion or inspiration or cutting deep and addressing something that we've sometimes been trying to run away from through escapism, striking that chord. Music can do that.
Yeah.
And music is so powerful.
I think it's the majority is escapism.
Well, yeah, but
know,
also
majority.
to give solution in your music as well is very powerful, because we all have to face life, and life punches us whether we like it or not at some point. So there's healing in music. There's also healing through dance and party. There's also honesty and getting to the pain and the core and how to overcome that in solution too.
Can I ask you a personal
Yeah.
question before we move on? Do you still get nervous?
For live television performances, oh yes,
Yeah,
I get
okay,
nervous
okay.
because anything can happen and you
Okay.
cannot control, and everything goes on social media. So
Okay.
you're worrying about whether you're going to fall
Okay.
down the steps,
Okay,
if
I
you're going to
see.
trip over yourself. Yes, of course.
Okay. And Kes,
Yeah, live is it for me. I love the connection, the communication between you and the audience, meeting people from all walks and experiencing them. As much as they experience us, we experience them, and it's a conversation that's happened, and it's honestly the reason why I love to do music.
Yeah.
Because the crowd wears the music in a way.
Yeah.
And when you get an opportunity to witness that or see that, this, I wouldn't, it's addictive, yes, but that's not the word, I want to
Yeah.
say is that it's just something that draws me back to what that is.
Yeah.
And like getting nervous now is energy for me now. It's like, I'm nervous, so I'm going to probably give a little extra. If I'm yawning backstage, I frighten them, like I'm scared because I'm like, yo, I gotta perform, bro. You gotta perform soca now too, bro. You have to jump up.
Because the soca is the.
It's everything.
Yeah.
Soca is
I just found
highs
out.
and lows.
I just found out not recent. It was a couple of years ago that soca stands for soul calypso.
Well, some people call it the soul of calypso, but it's
Soul
really
calypso, yeah.
East Indian and African
Yeah.
rhythms coming together.
Yeah.
Into one rhythm, because in Trinidad that's our influence, and then of course the other types of music mix up with that.
And TJ, I just saw you perform 2 weeks ago in Los Angeles. Give them some advice, and he killed it, by the way. It was with his dancers, And what next? Tell them, give them some advice, man. Give them some wisdom.
Jamaican people know live performance is DJ thing. Especially with a live band, you get to feel the vibes more. But I want to talk about soca music.
Yeah.
Trust me. I think soca music need to get that highlight same way, just like our reggae music or any other music. I only have one problem though, Kez.
Oh. Okay, go ahead.
When you really take the time out to listen to soca song, why you not choose them type of words there? But the rhythm them nice, though you can bounce. But trust me, when you really listen to soca song, it's like you jump up and then you say, you hear what I'm saying, you go, so. But it's a vibe. And right now, honestly saying this, soca party go harder than any dancehall party right now.
Okay.
And I feel a way about that. I'm kind of jealous. Nowadays, Jamaican people just stand up and look by your side.
What can we do about that? What can we do to transfer that energy or share that energy? Or learn
right now, honestly, I'm afraid for perform at Jamaica sometime. Because what work out in the world not really work at Jamaica. It's hard to please Jamaican people.
Well, I used to come here for Sumfest. Oh, no.
Yeah, man. Then we clap it off just like that.
Clap. I used to, this is like 20 years ago, I used to come here for Sumfest, right? And for me, I used to feel like Jamaica had the energy because, I'm not talking about in comparison to Trinidad, I'm talking about in comparison to the US, because that's where I was coming from. And I would see, like the boom, 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 and the air horns, and I'd even see guns sometimes,
Jamaicans kind of indecisive. We're not really sure sometimes.
Yeah.
Because here we know, Jamaicans, we see an artist, a performer, and say, watch him. Him only come out and jump up and run up and down and make one bag of noise. Him can't perform like the foreign artists them.
Yeah.
And when a Jamaican artist perform like the foreign artist them, hear the Jamaican, watch him, kill him dead in Chris Brown. So, it's kind of hard. You have to just be yourself. But the live performance thing are our thing same way. But Jamaican are just our style that you have to work hard, you have to please the crowd, you have to entertain the people.
Okay.
You get me? So you have to give the people them their money's worth.
Yeah. No, I agree. We have to keep the live portion of music has to stay, you know what I mean? So
I feel island
we can't
people
be
like
too
that.
much on our phones.
Trinidad, same way.
Thing. Well, I wanna get into some secrets because I didn't warn you guys we were talking secrets. Secret to longevity, Maya. You've seen the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s. What is the secret to longevity? And even keeping, looking good and everything. What's the secret?
Well, being you.
Okay.
Authentically you.
We'll say that again.
Being you is
There you
the
go.
key
It's
to life.
There you go. No one could be you better than you.
Yeah, spending time trying to be someone else. You know, you backtrack and you burn out. So being authentically you keeps you on path. And of course, you can learn. We're all students.
Yeah.
I think also balance, which is something I struggle with a little bit, is very important, living life, but also making time to do that outside of just work, because we can forget.
Yeah.
It's very addictive. You know, eating healthy or compensating is something that I still work hard on. And it's a challenge.
Yeah.
It's a challenge.
And people forget that. People forget.
Yeah, a little exercise here and there, especially as I get older. You know, the metabolism slows down and things start to change. Yeah, gravity is real. But, you know, just making time for you. That's the most
Amen.
important thing.
Amen.
And that God source is number one.
Amen. Yeah. So I have a question for you guys. Is you guys have strong people on your teams? Damien, Sharon. Can you elaborate or elaborate or reiterate about the importance of strong teams? Is this artists here who are great at what they do? You know what I mean? Great in terms of making music. They have the talent, they have the drive, the desire, but they may not have the team. Do you guys have any advice that you want to share with artists or even up and coming managers and label founders and everything?
I say build your team, build it, don't wait for, build it the way that you want, learn about what a good team is, admire other teams that functioning well, and find out, hey, you know, they have a road manager, there's a manager, there's a this, that, and find those roles. It's a process that took years for me. We had relationships that were great for, you know, and then time to move on and expand and do all of that. But a good team allows the artist to be the artist, you know, and yes, you have to be involved in all the aspects of your work. You can't not be that, but at the same time, you want a team that I can go and create, and I don't have to think about things I don't have to think about.
Yeah.
And I could just put my best foot forward, you know. So very important to have a functioning team.
Yeah, having a good team, a strong team, really help an artist to like focus on music alone and just get the things that needs to be done. You understand? Yeah, you have to be a Christopher Columbus. Yeah, you have to reach somewhere in life. You have to be a Christopher Columbus. You have to discover great people and great things. And you and these people can achieve great things together. That's what I did with Sharon. Sharon is a Christopher Columbus.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
Sharon
Sharon,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, Sharon discover great things. So yeah,
let's applaud
big up the
Sharon.
G.
No, so now I just want to kind of conclude because this impacts, because now I'm bringing it back to YouTube a little bit, is YouTube is a user-generated content platform, but there's a social element, right? The first question is, do you feel you always have to, because you're talking about focusing on the music, do you feel that social media it pulls you in a direction where you're also focusing on promoting yourselves and it takes away from the music? Or do you have any tricks? Like, do you have people who handle social media for you, etc.? I'm kind of curious about, social media has become such an important part of how music, right? Or at least promoted. And also you telling your story. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it, you know what I mean? Do you feel like you want to take breaks sometimes? Do you feel like, do you feel it's like it's addictive? I'm just curious on all three of your thoughts on social media.
Social media is everything, but it is also what you make it.
Okay.
It's very powerful of a tool to use for you. We can scroll for hours, though, without even knowing that we're doing it until, oh, now it's 11 o'clock at night. So I have to put a cap on it and realize, oh, this is the time that I need to be sleeping.
Yeah.
Oh, because that is also addictive. There's so much you can learn and tune into just for laughs. But it is so powerful for music.
Yeah.
I think making the music is the most important thing. So when I'm in music making mode, I'm off of social media the way I would be when I want to promote a record. And there are people that now you can hire, which didn't exist, of course, before social media. They're called digital social content marketing teams.
Yeah.
And CrowdSurf is one that you can go to, and they handle all of your digital assets, the timed posts, when to post things, and the algorithms, and the analytics of when the high season is or high time to post.
Post on YouTube Shorts, of course.
These are the things that I have no clue about, or artists really don't know.
Yeah,
And then
I
they
didn't- I
see a
didn't know about
spike in numbers. Yeah.
Okay.
Holidays versus days to launch or weekdays, and what hours to post when they see that you have the most traffic to get the most eyes for something that you're wanting to promote. And that's something that I just learned last year for a single that I released.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
I
you
see
said
now how
sickleberries,
important,
what's that? You said sickleberries?
for a single that I released,
Oh, a single you released.
I
okay.
hired a team because I didn't know any of this, but also didn't know how to do it
Okay.
properly.
Okay.
So it makes a difference. Yes, for sure.
Guess.
Yes, bless. Yeah, social media definitely plays a very important role, as we all know.
Yeah.
I mean, for me personally, I'm not the best at it, in a sense. I definitely came from the school of, yeah, when you find me kind
Yeah,
of thing.
exactly. Or
But,
go to the radio stations.
yeah, you know,
And
but
radio will amplify it for you.
I know where I lack, you know, so
Yeah.
I have a team that does help me, and as well are sensitive to who I am, because I totally believe in making your bed that you could lie down in. You know, I not don't unrealistically post stuff that I wouldn't represent,
Yeah.
or you know, even frequency for me.
How do you handle comments? If people do negative
I
comments?
want to watch. I'm watching all of the.
You always
bad
read them?
ones, checking the bad ones.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Because sometimes
Do you do a fake account and then go respond?
no, sometimes it stands out. Sometimes though, it tells you sometimes things that you're actually
you need to
lacking.
hear.
You need to watch. You know,
Yeah.
I kind of watch it to be like, you catch me, like.
I saw yesterday, an artist who had a tattoo on his face, and his fans said they didn't like it, so he had the tattoo removed. And he basically thanked his fans
He
online
didn't like
for
it?
he said he thanked them for their honesty. He went to have a laser removed just yesterday.
So
And I
he
said-
didn't like it. So that's why.
Yeah, well, yeah. So, but he basically listened to the fans, and I said, "Oh, this is interesting. I've never seen real life action, or at least the acknowledgement of the comments." TJ, what's your philosophy on social media?
I think social media build you and it break you at the same time, you know, because you need it.
Yeah.
You feel like you don't need it, but you really need it, especially when you're in this department, the entertainment department.
But is it like a necessary evil, a necessary tool, or just like a bonus? It's like this is a gift from the heavens.
Well, I don't know, you know, but I still believe in ground promotion though and ground work, because
Yeah.
at the same time, look how much artists bust from TikTok or social media, and when him reach or she reach on a platform which is a stage or anything, people like disgrace.
Yeah.
You get me? I say it's like you're just a studio artist or just a social media artist. So I call those people social media models. You understand? I don't really look at them as an artist or entertainer.
Yeah. Wait. So define that. You said social media mothers. So how define?
Talk it, my youth. Because you don't have, it's not true talent. It's
Okay.
not natural talent.
Okay.
You understand? You're just doing it for the media. You're just putting on a show. And as she said, social media is a fake place. I
Yeah.
can make anything look real.
Yeah.
I was doing a scene for Clarks, and I tell the girl, come, pat down my face. We're doing it for Instagram. You have to make this look real.
Yeah.
So it's just what we send out to the world, what we want people to know. That's the reason why we use social media.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground. Huh? I think we should open it up to the audience for Q&A. Is Ahmed or Adam? How do we give them? Is
You
there?
have all the questions. You see
Okay,
the hand,
so
you see the
here's
hand-
Ahmed.
You see the hands them up. Hey, two more.
Yes,
I got a
Shaggy.
I got a question for you.
Of course. Is there? Wait, no hard questions.
I'll try.
Okay.
On AI,
Yes.
right? you remember you were discussing it earlier
Yes.
about, by the way, that whole app that converts the recording into each into different languages.
Yeah.
I think it's fucking remarkable.
Yeah, me too. I still think
I
about it at
I
night.
think it is wonderful and it's
Yeah.
great. So where AI is concerned, it should be a tool,
Yes.
right? I don't think people should shy away from it. I actually think it's the future. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you should actually embrace it.
100%.
Okay. Now people might say, hey, you know, it's not real art or whatever it is. I think you are the art at the end. You're still a brand. And the AI is not going to be the brand. You're going to be the brand. I think we should now focus on ourselves being a brand. And that is now the true art, the art of who you are as the brand. You know what I mean? And that is what is going to sell and move. But I don't know if did you see the ABBA concert?
I haven't, but I've heard about it. I've
So-
actually heard about it in meetings.
So the ABBA concert, for everyone who don't know, ABBA put a record out.
Yeah.
And
Well,
they-
these are young. You might have to tell them who ABBA
Okay,
is.
no ABBA?
Oh, you know ABBA.
Oh, they
Okay.
can't sing
Oh,
ABBA,
sorry.
They ain't that young, bro.
They look young to me. Yeah.
Well, all right, yeah, them young, all right, and then I have to make it look so. You know, say we look young. Yeah.
Our Abba again, my father.
But tell them about the ABBA show.
TJ wanna know. Somebody tell TJ who is ABBA.
Waterloo.
Dancing
Na, 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 na.
Queen.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
year
no,
was-
the song, man. All right,
What year
cool.
was that again?
Yeah, a long time. That all before me, and that hard for beat. 70s. So anyway, ABBA was one of the biggest groups in the world, and you know they actually, from what I'm knowing, they stopped at the heights of their success, you know, which creates a lot of demand for them, and they never did an album again. They recently just put out an album, like I don't know, years after, you know. What I mean? So like 30 years, is it like 30 years, Alex? Like 30 years. And when they put the album out, they were now older. You know, some of them didn't want to be on camera. They didn't want to be photographed. They did some documentaries behind the scene of how it was made. But then they decided to go on tour, but they didn't tour. They literally had a hologram of themselves on tour. It was in a Coliseum, just like you see in a Coliseum. Everybody showed up. The young version of ABBA would be on stage. I think they were in like modern clothes. In the young version of them, sang every song. The auditorium or the Coliseum rocked as if it was a regular concert. You're looking at them just like how you see them right here, as real as they are. That's how the hologram looked. And they would talk to you and say, oh, by the way, nice red, green, and gold hat you have on there. In real time, and you would rock their show, the whole 9 yard. And at the end of the show, a hologram of the old ABBA, as they are, some of them a little bit overweight, some of them a little bit more gray, whatever, stepped out in real time and said, thank you all for coming to the show. Now, the beauty about this is the new songs and the old songs were played. Everybody rocked. It was real like that. They were in their living rooms.
Yeah.
And it was, you would normally do a world tour. I did a world tour thing that took me a year and a half. They probably did a world tour within a couple of months because you could have these concerts simultaneously being done on different time zones.
Yeah.
And that is AI and it's here.
And you know what's interesting, Shaggy? Yeah. But you know what's
Still
so
performing.
There was performing, yeah.
that's what I said.
Matter of fact, you could see Bob Marley come back in case any of you missed it.
Yeah.
Hologram.
No, that's
Real.
a lot of the states are embracing.
Now, the Tupac one you saw,
Yeah.
but the technology wasn't developed yet. It wasn't flawless. Now it is. Now it is crazy like that. So your intellectual properties
Yeah.
and your likeness,
Well, it has to-
your likeness, people selling catalogs now. The next thing is to be selling is your likeness. That's why I say build brands. Because your likeness, you owning your likeness is going to be the next valuable thing. Because if they want to put that in there, you're going to be staying home and says, I'll give you the rights to use my image and likeness on that tour, and I'll be home with my grandkids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you own it, you'll monetize. If you don't, it's a problem. So that's why I'm saying you got to build yourself. The new art is your brand. It is not just the song itself. Obviously, AI is going to do the shit anyway. So, you know what I mean? Create the brand. They can't create the brand itself is who it is, and you own that.
And Shaggy, you know, it's interesting. Back in the day, I know when I say back in the day, I'm talking about the late '90s, when magazines or when photos were still on paper, right? And or even CDs. There were a lot of people who used to argue that people will always want to touch a picture.
Yeah.
There were people who would argue. One of my best friends was a music editor of The Source magazine, and we used to be in arguments at dinner tables, like, no, people still want to read the newspaper. They want to wake up in the morning with their cup of coffee. Like, these are real arguments. What we learned is it's the spirit, it's the vibration, it's the energy that people want.
Wouldn't that be function though?
Yeah, it would be function.
Because it's just a function of you. Normally, people who say that are older people, because the young people would be like, "Yo, fuck that."
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know
Well,
what I'm saying?
they're the ones who basically made
the old
something
people
obsolete.
is like, "No, I'm used to my paper and my coffee."
Yeah, yeah.
Because they don't want. Like I said yesterday on stage, you cannot achieve anything great without being uncomfortable. These people that are having their coffees and their newspaper, that's a comfort zone. They don't want to step outside of the comfort zone.
You know,
so there will never be change or greatness.
I'm so glad we are having this conversation in Jamaica. And this is why. Is when you have disadvantages when it comes to development or infrastructure or resources, and tools like this come about, you take advantage, you leapfrog, right? I have a theory about Atlanta, that Atlanta was able, when the CD-ROM was invented, when people could put on a mixtape on a CD-ROM, if they didn't have to go to New York, the labels, they didn't have to go to LA to get a record deal, and they could sell those CDs or the mixtapes out of the trunk of their car, and they would sell hundreds of thousands. That was leapfrogging. That was a disruptor. I believe that that was the moment when the floodgates opened. Same thing with Jamaica. Every challenge. If Jamaica, who has the talent, who has the history, that has the confidence, because history gives you confidence, is actually the Caribbean. Let me not say, because we have Trinidad in the house. I heard Guadeloupe is in the house. Zimbabwe is in the house. Is taking.
They have the story.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Story.
Exactly. Oh, but we want to give people.
We want to give the people some chance. Oh, by the way, while I have an opportunity on stage, I want everybody to give a round of applause to TJ for his success last year. I'm especially proud of it because, you know, TJ was sitting on this same panel the last time, and if anybody was here the last time when they asked him a question, he wouldn't answer him. Say, "Yeah, whatever Shaggy say." And just to see him just 1 year afterwards, just taking charge at that stage,
Hey,
sharing
Shaggy, you have to say something.
sharing his experience, and you know, let me tell you, he got, you know, that's why it's important for you guys to hear. He got signed by Steve Carlos, who was also here.
Yeah, he was here. Yeah.
Respect.
You know, and when the bidding war started, with myself and him, trying to sign TJ. And Steve really stepped up because he met him here, saw him, believed in him, and it was showcased here that he saw him, and his success to this day. You're a symbol and a beacon of what can be accomplished if you come here and really put it to it. Amen. And I appreciate you for it. I just want you to know that.
I appreciate it.
TJ.
We'll open up the channels, yes.
But I have to say one thing though. Listen, if you have a bad day or going through anything, just go to Shaggy. Listen,
DM him.
Remember you guys was talking about this AI thing. I never know anything about it. But by listening to Shaggy, you see when Shaggy is talking, I think they should play like this cinematic thing from the movie. Yeah. Because trust me, you're gonna learn something. Yeah. And that's why I respect Shaggy. Yeah. He's not afraid to give or share the knowledge with people.
Amen.
So I tell everybody about Shaggy anywhere I go. Respect my G. Bless.
My guy.
Okay, we're good. All right, so pleasant evening again, everyone. My name is Jernix. I had the opportunity to speak yesterday, and I just want to tell you guys, thank you very much for your contributions for to music and for coming here to tell us that, we can make it if we put in the work that's needed. I have a question for Kiss and also TJ, a follow-up question. All right, so I heard, during the conversation, there was just like an exchange between soca and dancehall, and how soca is becoming more prevalent in the Jamaican spaces. I myself, as a Jamaican artist, has taken the opportunity to venture into soca music and release my first soca song called Soca Energy. With that said, I want you to tell me, if as I'm approaching the soca scene, I've been listening to the Blackman, Nyla Blackman, and as further as Calypso go, and of course your music with soul and energy. I've gotten that from you. What advice would you give to me? And to TJ, you've mentioned that now you find that parties aren't hitting as hard, dancehall parties aren't hitting as hard as soca parties here in Jamaica, and I could allude or make assumption that, it's to the amount of talent that is being played or whatever is being played on the air, and people are not feeling that we have this high standard of what has been established before, and we're just hard to please. But I want you to tell me, what do you think we can do differently to make it that we can enjoy all sources of music across the board? Thank you.
Well, Kez, I think you should answer about the soca first. But I want to tell him, say, as long as him sing what the Jamaican them sing on the soca rhythm, him will all right as a Jamaican.
Yeah, first off, I think it's great that you're from Jamaica and you are doing soca. I think that is a necessary thing for the genre. When you think of Jamaica and soca, you think of Byron Lee, you think of what he did for the music out here. A lot of people didn't know the artists that actually sing the songs. However, the music still reached places that wasn't reaching before, So to hear, somebody from Jamaica being inspired by soca, wanting to learn the history, doing it, my only advice to you is do it like you mean it. Do look and try and find the formula from what we sing about. Soca is, if somebody come with something real, it could be funny, fun, it could be about the festival or not. People take to that. When somebody trying to sing rhyme wine with this, and then, just doing the formula, and because, hey, they like that, this is a hit, bring your thing to the table more than trying to song like a Trini, Like I always love Busy Signal approach on soca. That was one of the, Touch Road was one of the best, Because Touch Road is a Jamaican phrase. We touch road, and then Touch Road is a carnival thing too. So it's, that kind of genius we need. Taurus Riley had a great song, Let Me Make a Memory with Marshall. And great song. He didn't not song like Taurus. He sung like Taurus, But yet, he on a soca rhythm. So that's my only advice. Just do you on soca,
Yeah, because me do song with soca artists before, like Nyla Blackman, same way and thing, and me try keep it same way as a yard man. Me not try change nothing. Just like with Jamaican getting signed to a label, and then as you get signed to a label, you're all of a sudden like, oh yeah, I'm in London, in America. It's all about twanging now. Like nobody now remember them roots, so that's why I respect Spice, I respect Shaggy, I respect them people, Sean Paul, them people. Nobody never change who they are, bro. You get me? I say everybody keep it real, natural, same way we bring the culture, the vibes, because at this them like, at this them want hear. Why would I even sign you for be a Chris Brown right now? Like keep it that way there. You get me? I say so as long as I keep it real, everything will work, man. Yeah. Casti.
Go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Ronelle. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, and I'm a social media strategist. I just want to say that I'm really glad you guys brought up the importance of collaboration and relationships, because I'm currently in the process of creating a space to connect the Caribbean diaspora of creators and artists to really help foster those relationships. So this conversation really solidified to me that something like that is important. So this question in particular is for Kes. To me, you are one of the greats when it comes to the genres of soca music. And because I think that collaboration, experimentation, mixing of genres is the future of music in general, my concern with soca right now is that it feels like most artists are a little bit timid when it comes to stepping outside of the box when it comes to the genre of soca music. So in your opinion, what do you think could be done to propel soca music further in a mainstream sense? Or as a veteran, what would you like to see soca music become?
Just a little more dimensions. You know, soca music is an offshoot of calypso, and calypso was allowed to, let's just say, speak about parties, social issues, everything across the board. It was the news of the people. And I felt like soca was the kind of like the dancehall to reggae. Soca is the to calypso. So soca took that role of keeping the party up, keeping the energy up. And with that, it lost a lot of its dimensions, let's just say. So where the experimentation needs to come is that people need to be a little more brave when it comes to singing about something else. Because I'll tell you, I sing about all kind of things, but the DJs will play what they like and what they're not frightened to play. But that does not stop me from producing love songs in the middle of a carnival or whatever it is. But I believe the dimensions, we need to be a little more brave at that. There's a lot of artists that I grew up with that made me interested in soca, because I didn't start off in soca. I started off in rock and R&B. And certain artists made me get into soca. David Rudder was one of them, you know. He has a song called Haiti, I'm Sorry. Amazing piece of work, you know. Rally Around the West Indies. All of these songs, High Mass, plus Bahia, Gil, and Calypso. You know, so he had a range, and I feel like we need to do that, and everything will be all right, because the vibration good, you know? Yeah.
So I think Buck has a question.
Go ahead. Afternoon, everyone. Galcina from AudioMac. Touching back on the topic of artificial intelligence coming into music, going against what Shaggy was saying earlier, because he was highlighting all the pros of, you know, relying on artificial intelligence. What about the cons? Like Caribbean artists like TJ, Kes, and even Shaggy himself. I think that the identity of Caribbean artists are, you know, in smaller countries, is our language, how we, you know, articulate ourselves. Wouldn't you think that relying on artificial intelligence would rob the artists of their authenticity and their identity? Because if we're going to use our AI to change the language of whatever we speak, we're basically rewording everything. So I know that if TJ go out, like, you know, Japan to perform, he would like to hear like the fans singing like his music word for word, and, you know. I think that if we use if an artist, what would you think about? What's your opinion on that?
So I'd like to answer that question because, and I'll say what I can say. So at YouTube, we've been working on a lot of generative AI tools, right? Features. And one of the things that we talk to the music industry about, because there's a lot of startups who are also doing the same thing, is that work with us because we're accountable, we have relationships, and we're accountable in terms of making sure that some of these byproducts, what you're talking about are byproducts. Sometimes they're unintended, right? Unintended negative byproducts. Some of the consequences that come with every innovation, every technology when it's new, we find a con that we didn't expect. Sometimes we even foresee it. In terms of right now you're talking about is kind of a cultural theft, right? Is that we don't look at generative AI. I'm talking from our team as an opportunity. We look at it as a responsibility. You know what I mean? To bring our partners, whether it be artists or the music industry or what I call the music community. The music community isn't just about the money. It's also the fans. You know what I mean? It's also the critics and the activists and the cultural, the griots, everything. So So for us, that's how we're approaching this new space. Is like what you're talking about is very real. Is that we anticipate it, and we also encourage whether it be regulators to protect, or the in the way that we roll it out, that we do it very responsibly. We actually have an entire department dedicated to that right now, anticipating how this may impact the society and everything. That's what I can say. That's what I can say. But what you're saying is real. But just like anything else, we are the ones who have to be who have to lead on that. Yeah.
You know, I think that no matter what, you can't stop was somebody's gonna do it. You know. Like,
Yeah,
even
that's
if it's
exactly
just
true.
Somebody's gonna do it. But at the same time, now you're in the grocery. Instead of having 2 items, now you have 10 to choose from. So it's according to the consumer what they want to consume. So for instance, if I know somebody made handmade chocolates and I know they do it for themselves and it tastes like that, I buy that. If I want to buy the one at the store because I like how that tastes, I can't stop you from buying that, cool. And maybe sometimes I feel for that as well. So I think it's more like knowing your lane. So if it is your artisan, and you're not dealing with no AI, burn out that, I don't know how to do that well and find a way to get that going, you know. But I kind of a little old school when it comes to the AI thing, but same speed, it's inevitable.
Yeah.
It's coming.
The train has left the station. And what Shaggy was saying is acknowledge that reality and work on that reality. And of course, you anticipate when a train leaves the station, it's going fast. You don't want to stand in front of it. You don't want to touch the third rail. You want to understand all the dangers of that train as well, you know, etc. So yeah, I agree with Kes 100%.
How I get this AI thing? How I get it on my computer? Because I want Vice 2 so I get the AI. Right now, in Axcasti, India and some place, India have the biggest market right now. If I can tap in India with Drift and say, fuck up in here. Gone. Hey, Richie. We did the AI thing there. Sir, we did it. Did it.
Buck, you had a question. Can somebody get a mic to Buck? That's a legend right there. He has a question. Oh, wait, right after him, then we'll go Buck.
Yeah, this is Byron from Hail Up Influencers. Just to continue the discussion on AI, and Shaggy, I won't mind your expert judgment on this. Do you think in the future that all artists need to start copying their, copywriting their voice? Because I've known of AI software that could blend Maya with Alicia Keys and come up with a new artist.
I don't know if there's a law right now that I think that's being discussed right now.
That's being discussed, yeah.
Yeah, it's being discussed right now, and I think it is needed because much like how you're trying to own your likeness, which I said that's going to be a big thing. Your voice also is something that so it's being discussed right. I know it's a big thing to get legislation to actually get that done. So it is a part of the whole thing. And I think it is necessary. Remember, it keeps changing, you know. Where's the what? Google Sora. Them can create video from text. Hold on, let me hear what you say. Go on.
All right, Shane wants to say something, but big up everybody. Jay will hear what I'm saying. Whether or not you like it, the train is going. Normally, by the time we hear about something, it already developed. And they have a whole bunch of stages of it that we don't hear about yet. This AI thing, it gone. It's either you're on the train or you move out of the way or you find ways of how to manipulate in the space and make it work for you and make money. Of course, like everything, there's pros and cons. You need to find how you can make pros from it. See? But there's a new thing now, a new AI. It just got released called Sora, S-O-R-A. And you could just type something and it will create the video of whatever it is you type. So
Then Shane, me not pay, 12,000 US,
you can just write out the music video or whatever you want, and AI generates a video. So I go hire Sora to do my work.
Another one to look up is Dream Track. Dream Track.
No, I don't want to cut you off. No. What I was trying to tap into. Hey, I'm Shane, by the way. Big up, Kes. We had the honor of working on that record with Shaggy and Mood, right? Going tapping back into that question with dancehall and the vibe and energy of dance and how it has evolved into what it is now, right? So my question is, and there's no disrespect to the guy that said something earlier. It's not that I don't feel like we as dancehall artists should be trying to switch it into a soca thing. I feel like we need to bring back that thing what we call dancehall and get the energy back to where it used to be. Because at one point in time, everybody can hear saying that in the 90s, dancehall used to mash up the place when Ninja Man and all these people used to just stand up and the place would go crazy. So, TJ, what maybe I want to ask you is like, what do you feel or how you feel we can get dancehall or the energy back into what we know and love as what we used to see as dancehall used to be?
Honestly, bro, I don't know how we are gonna do that. Trust me.
There's no going back.
You must have one and crucify me.
There's no going back.
Carlisso, right now, me I sing some nice song, some good song. I swear to God, every day my son come in from school, him say, rat but a lie. So what me I go tell my son?
That's it. There's no going back.
We have to just do music. Yeah. As a dancehall artist, I feel like you have to change with the time. You get me? I say you have to evolve. Things that evolve. I like how we talk about this. I want to talk about this because I want to have two man can help me with this. I know this is YouTube, but we need some infrastructure for dancehall music. Like, for example, I can't even go on my phone and buy my own album when I'm in Jamaica.
Oh.
You get me? I say.
Hot seat there, brother. Hot seat.
I don't know how we are going to change that.
I'm going to take that back to the States with the
Yeah, we need help with that. I swear.
Well, wait, Shaggy,
it's all.
Well, the thing is this young lady and I know Buck both wanted to think. Do we have?
The last one because they're running tight and them, so we need for wrap up. So
Buck,
last one.
we'll talk backstage. We'll talk backstage.
Go ahead with the question.
This is a question for Maya. First of all, welcome back to Jamaica.
Hey.
Thank you for representing yourself so powerfully and beautifully for young women like myself. We are true fans. I know some true fans. Yes. So my question, I'm gonna merge it. What led to your collaborating with dancehall artists here locally, as well as you did an interview recently about not compromising your values, and I just wanted to speak about you to speak as quickly as you can. I know they're rushing us, but about what advice you would give to young women just getting their feet wet in the industry and how to maintain that to produce longevity like you have.
Okay. Well, thank you for the welcome. It's an honor to be here, and thank you, Shaggy, for bringing me out. Let's see, the first question was collaborations. Well, it started with Wyclef. Let's go there. 1999, I worked with Wyclef on my second sophomore album, and we did a lot of collaborations. He introduced me to Beanie Man. Beanie Man was on that project, and as a trade, a lot of artists do that. Beanie Man and I collaborated for Girls Them Sugar. I've been to Jamaica every year of my life after that. And I've worked with Spice, who I love so dearly. And so many other artists here, Bounty, Sean Paul, recently with Shaggy, we were working on some fire. And it always feels like home. And so that's just going to be a part of my entire career for the rest of my life, because that's what feels good to me. And it's always a sense of family and community and talent and rhythm, which is very important for a dancer. But it's here, the spirit is here. So that is why I'm always back, and many other reasons. As far as being a woman in this business, I always encourage just being you. But of course, I think for both men and women, there are a lot of things that are thrown at you from corporations, and it can get very, very tricky when you don't know yourself. Either Ferraris can be thrown at you, and sometimes you need to read a contract or understand what that is, or have a lawyer look at that contract. Be you, but also have no fear saying no, have no fear walking away. If something doesn't feel comfortable for you, speak up and understand that something may be taken from you. When it starts to feel very uncomfortable, that's when it's okay to exit left and figure out another way, because there are people that will support you, will love you, and won't compromise you at your own expense or your values. So both men and women, but in particularly, of course, women are sometimes target, especially the younger ones that are not necessarily knowledgeable about themselves or about paperwork or the business itself. And that goes across the board in every industry, not just music or entertainment. So hold on to you.
Thank you,
Hey,
guys.
thank you
so
all.
much.
Judith is on my case. We have to go to the next panel, and you're not going to want to miss this one. It's a great, great one. This one I'm really looking forward to. We got Massacre in the house. We got a whole bunch of people that is here. So make sure you wait for the next one, all right? All right, thank you. Thanks to, make some noise to Tuma, and TJ, Kes, and lovely Maya. Thank you all. They've been exceptionally wonderful. Please take a quick break and come right back because we're short on time and we're trying to do this turnaround quickly, all right? Thank you very much.